Hey, my friends, welcome to another episode of Little Gene Talking Sports. As always, this video is dedicated to Jamie. Today I'm talking about the Miami Hurricanes. A friend of mine, Jimmy Ray Taylor, born and raised in West Virginia, and he's a Miami Hurricanes fan. I don't know why, but it's okay with me. It's okay with me. He's been a good friend of mine for a vast majority of my life. So this video is in his honor for helping me support this channel. So and also I used to hate Miami. I don't no more because West Virginia don't play no more. So I have no issues with it. Plus they got some really cool looking uniforms. You know, gotta give them credit for that. So here we go. They opened the season with Florida. I think that's a neutral site. No, or maybe it's in Gainesville. I ain't for sure about that. But 3:30 on ABC, August 31st. Um, yeah, I don't like Florida at all. The Gators. I just, Billy Napier, he's going to be canned after this year. He's a dead man walking. So I have Miami going in there and winning that game, I think, pretty easily. Screw the Gators and Billy Napier. Anyway, they're starting out 1-0. By the way, Miami should be a preseason top 25 team. They should be. We'll see. Then they play FCS Florida A&M. I'm not going to waste my time on that. 2-0. And then they play Ball State. Oh my God! Even if David Letterman was the quarterback at Ball State, they couldn't have. They wouldn't have a chance. That's crazy. Okay. And anyway, they're 3-0. Then they go to South Florida. South Florida can be tough, especially at their place, but no, Miami will win that. I know South Florida almost beat Alabama last year. Hot That was, but no, Miami will win it. It'll be a tough game, but Miami will win it. So we're talking about what 4-0. Then they play Virginia Tech at home. I think it says 7:30 on ESPN. Ought to be a really good game. I can't wait to see this game. But since they're playing at home, I'm going to give. Yeah, I realize down there's not a good, fan base down there. It's just not. I mean, they should come out and support their team better than they do. They just don't. I mean, all that history on the national championships they won, their fans always should come up. It should be a sellout every game down there, but apparently there's a lot more to do down there in Miami. Just watch the Hurricanes, I suppose. But that being said, I have them beating Virginia Tech in a tough, hard-fought game. So now we're talking about 5-0, and then they go out to Berkeley, California. My God, California and Stanford and SMU and the ACC. I mean, that's just a joke. It actually brings the ACC down because their football programs suck. That's a win right there. I mean, 6-0. Then they go to Louisville. Louisville's going to be really good again this year. They're a pretty solid program. So I think it's going to be Miami's first loss. So we're talking about 6-1. Don't worry, one loss, no big deal. Even though I think Miami will give them a game, I really do. So 6-1. Then they play Florida State at home. Probably it is Miami's biggest rival. That game, of course, they don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be October 26th. But I'm going to say Florida State will win by like a field goal or something like that. Miami's not going to get blown out. They got too much talent there. And I do like Manny Diaz as their coach. Some people might not, but they get great recruits every year, but you got to know how to coach them up. So I believe in Diaz. So we're talking about 6-2 as 2 losses in a row. Then they come back and play Duke. Duke, and I like Duke in football. They were pretty decent last couple of years, but that being said, I do think they'll take a step down this year. So I have Miami winning it by at least 30. So I'm going to say 7-2. Good record so far. I think so. I know Miami fans think, "Oh my God, the world coming to an end." I take what you can get. All right, then they go to Georgia Tech, Bobby Dodd Stadium, on November 9th. I have them beating Georgia Tech easily down there, and so we're talking about 8-2. I mean, come on, Georgia Tech. I mean, they improved a little bit last year, but God, they're so far, below Georgia and people like that. It's crazy. Then They played Wake Forest at home. Wake Forest is a joke. I mean, they've been good in the past, but come on. I mean, I would trade Appalachian State for Wake Forest in the ACC, for God's sakes. This is, Anyway, we're talking about 9-2. Damn good season, if you ask me. And I hope Jimmy's happy with the record so far, because he's kind of, agitated with the Hurricanes right now, because he's a diehard fan. He's like I am with West Virginia, man. He's like, come on, man, it's time to start winning. And then they go to Syracuse. Forget about that. Miami by 4 touchdowns. I'm not going to spend no time talking about that game. So 10-2, which could. It all depends on what Florida State and Louisville and all those teams, but they have a chance to make the ACC championship game, which means they would have a legitimate chance to be in the playoffs, because the playoffs are 12 teams this year, which is great. I can't wait till they expand to 16 teams like the FCS. FCS has been at 16 teams for years, but no more than 16. We don't need no more than 16. You can't do that. Too many games. Too many injuries, not good for the players. I realize it's all about the money nowadays, but you got to look out for the players. But anyway, so 12 teams, they have a good chance to make it. There's no hatred for Miami anymore. A couple years ago, I would have done a video making them 2-10 because I was so biased, because I hate them so much. But I don't hate them anymore. It's like, why hate them when we ain't paid them in like 8 years or whatever? So I do think they'll go 10-2. But I'm telling you, I mean, they could win at Louisville and they could beat Florida State at home. I wouldn't be surprised if they're 12-0, for God's sakes. Jimmy right now would be like, nah, man, they're not going to do that. But I think they can. I mean, why not? I mean, hell, I'd rather see Miami in the playoffs than I would Georgia or Ohio State or Michigan, for God's sakes. I'm sick of the same old sorry-ass teams I'm looking at. I really am. I'd like to see some new blood getting into the playoffs. And anyway, on my next video, which shall be tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow morning it'll be uploaded. I think I'm going to talk about the Michigan State Spartans, because I do have, living in Michigan, I have Michigan State, Michigan State friends. So I'll be talking about them tomorrow. And I'm also going to I'm going to try to do 2 videos tomorrow. I didn't have time to do the video I was going to do today about my preseason top 10 teams. I'll do it tomorrow as well in a separate video. Anyway, Jimmy, I hope you approve of Miami being 10-2. At 10-2, that'd be like, what would it be, like a top 10 team right there? I already have them in my preseason top 15 at least. There's a lot to look forward to down there in Miami, Coral Gables, whatever. I think the school's in Coral Gables, but they play in Miami. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow talking about Michigan State and my top 10 preseason teams to start the season. Peace out, my friends.